Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jasmine. For those who are new, I'm a casual reseller on the US and Canadian Poshmark app as well as eBay. Today's video will be another ship with me. I have 10 orders that I have to ship out today and I will show you what sold. As always, if you like reselling content like this, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Okay, so I have, I think, 8 sales on Posh US and 2 sales on Posh Canada. And just a heads up, most of the items, except for one actually, is all Lululemon, but it's kind of nice to see what kind of Lululemon styles sell, and I'll share how long it took and what it actually sold for. So I'll start off with the pair of shoes. These sold on Poshmark Canada. They're really cute. The brand is called Etienne Agenir. I probably butchered it, but it seems like it's French, if you can see that there. But these are leather. They're made in Brazil. They're called the Lara 2 boots. And I just thought this style was really cute. I looked up, comps for it, and they seem to be okay. But I've had these for a really long time. Probably like a year or so. But they're in excellent condition. And yeah, I thought it was just like a really high quality boot. Maybe it's just the size that made it take so long to sell, but they're a size 6. These, I had it listed pretty high just because I saw that the retail value or the retail price for it was high, which of course you should never go by what something retailed for based on their resale value. But anyways, I had them listed for probably, I think it was like between $80 to $100. I probably dropped the price a couple of times as well. But I received an offer of $40, and since I had them for so long, I was contemplating on whether or not I should counter, but based on how long I've had them for, I didn't want to risk losing the sale, so I just accepted the offer. And I'm glad that I'm able to reinvest that money that I had into these shoes into something else that, might sell faster based on the new knowledge that I've gained since I picked those up. Okay, next sale is this Lululemon Rash Guard. It's called the Beach Break Rash Guard in a poppy coral, size 2. Always good that it still had the rip tag in it. And this actually sold the next day, which is shocking. I thought it would probably have to sit for a while, it being a small size, but I had it listed for probably between $40 and $50. Received an offer of $30, which I accepted. And yeah, I'm happy that it sold really fast. So I find that swim is one of the categories of Lululemon that sells the best for me, I find. And I'm always glad to see stuff like this in the thrift store when I'm outsourcing. If you didn't see my first ship with me video that I did recently, it's not my first one, but the most recent one, I put everything in a poly bag and then I put it in a poly mailer, just so that it gives it that extra protection just in case, anything happens with it. Especially being winter, I don't want anything to ruin the item, because that will just make me feel really bad. Next item. These are called the Speed Tight in Bordeaux Drama. They are older, I'm gonna say, because the size dot doesn't have any numbers around it, so prior to 2017. These, I was really excited when I saw them in the thrift store because they were really inexpensive. They were, I think, about $7. But when I got home, I realized that it had like a little too much pilling on the gusset area. I just listed them pretty low, I think around $30. $30 to $35. I received an offer of $15, which I counted at 20, and I didn't hear anything back from the person that made the offer. So I'm like, oh, I probably should have just accepted it just because of the wear to them. But I think like a week later it was, she sent another offer, which was $20. So maybe she just didn't have time to accept my counter offer, or she just didn't see it. But anyways, they sold for $20, and you know, I'm glad that they still sold considering that they had so much damage to them. Well, not really damage, but just wear. So just goes to show that Lululemon that does have wear to them, it still sells. And if you can still pick them up for inexpensive, you can still make a profit out of it. Next sale, this is called the Seek the Peak Jacket. And it is in a purple color. It's really, really nice. It's in a size 8. Oh, I should probably mention the other size as well. The speed tights were in a size 4. And as I mentioned, the Rash Guard was in a size 2. So like all sizes are selling. So if you think that smaller Lulu sizes doesn't sell, it's not the case. And this sold for $50. I had it listed for, I think, close to $100. But I've had this for quite a while. I probably paid too much for it. I had bought it from a Plato's Closet, and I was in a phase. Like, don't do this, guys, but I had this phase where I was doing a lot of sourcing from buy-sell trade stores, and it wasn't even during their sales. It was just, you know, their regular price stuff, and I highly regret it because I spent so much money on that, and they are slower movers just because I'm waiting for a higher offer and my listing prices are higher. But yeah, so I still made a profit on this, so I accepted the offer, and you know, next time I will know not to source so high and try to keep my cost of goods lower. So yeah, I had this for probably like 2 years, I'm gonna say. Definitely, I think like during the pandemic, because yeah, like I was trying to source more online, and I think that's why I kind of, you know, got sucked into buying things that I really shouldn't, because you don't really have any other option. Even though I had like such a big death pile, and I still have a really big death pile, but I don't know, the addiction to like sourcing is real, and I will make a video about death piles and all of that stuff that, you know, as resellers we don't want to talk about, but I am planning to make a video on that as well. So this is the next sale. This is a Power Y tank. This also has like some pilling to it, and it's a size 4. It took a while to sell, but the reason why I picked it up was because it was $5, which looking back, it's $5 is probably too much to buy something like this because it's such an old style. This sold for $26, and I had it listed for $31. I probably had it listed for $35 at one point and then lowered the price to $31, and it sold, which I was so surprised when I received the offer. I was expecting it to be like $7 or something. When you get that email or like notification saying like, oh, you received an offer, and in the email it says, you know, your current listing price is X amount of dollars, and then underneath it'll say like what the offer was, but you can't really see it all the time, so I was like, oh no, it's probably gonna be like $7 or something. Usually this style doesn't sell for this high, and I probably won't pick it up in the future unless it's like, you know, $1 or like less. This is not a good buy. Like, yeah. For future reference, don't pick up stuff like this. Okay, next sale is this jacket. It's called the Run Turnaround Jacket, and it is reversible. It's like a darker turquoisey color on this side, and then the inside's just pure black. It is like quilted, and I don't know if the filling is down or not, but this is something that you also shouldn't do. Is I didn't have like any description on it. I just said like the condition, and like I had like one flaw where you could see like the filling coming out of one of the seams. But anyways, this I also had for a really long time. I also sourced it from a Plato's. I am glad to have received the offer of $65. I had it listed for, I'm gonna say like around $100 as well, just because of my cost of goods. And I was kind of hoping for a little bit higher just because it is such a high quality jacket. But, you know, receiving the offer and still making some profit on it, And knowing that this was a bad buy, I just took it and I ran with it. I hope she likes the jacket. If my cost of goods was lower on this, I would pick it up again, but definitely not sourcing something like this from a Plato's again. Sale is this energy bra. It's the high neck version. This is a recent style. It's from 2019. This actually sold the same or next day as well for $30 on Posh Canada. And again, I was thinking of countering to like a 35 or something because I had just recently listed it, but you know, I'm trying to get rid of my death pile, and I was just doing a ton of listing. Like, I think I listed probably 300 items in the span of 3 days or so because I'm trying to control my inventory, and so I just went with it. I still made like a really good profit because I sourced this really inexpensive. It was during like a 50% off sale. I'm trying to, you know, learn to accept more offers and not always like anticipating the highest profit that you can get on items, as long as you know you make something that is reasonable. This was also a really fast flip. This is called it's a tie tank in this like splatter colorway. So it wraps around, it has a tie, still has a rip tag, it's a size 10, and this sold the same or next day as well. I think like I went to sleep and in the morning I had an offer on it. So I had it listed for I think around $35 and I received the offer of $22, which again, because of the fast flip, I accepted it. And yeah, my cost of goods was really inexpensive as well. I don't tend to pick up Lulu tanks as much now just because they do tend to sit longer, so I was surprised that I received an offer so fast on this item. It is also a more recent style. You'll learn to find out what kind of items from Lululemon sells faster than others, and this is one of them, and I think it's because it is newer and kind of like a different style, not the typical like strappy kind of tank style. Okay. Another Lululemon sale. This is called the City Sleek 5-pocket 7/8 length pant in obsidian, and this is also in a size 8. Still had the rip tag. It's in like new condition. This sold for $50. I think I had it listed for maybe like $60 to $70, and I just received the offer pretty fast as well, like less than a month to sell. And this is another style that I find sells well. It's like the pants that like are good for like work wear. I find that because they're so comfortable as well, that they are really popular. So this, yeah, again, sold for $50 in a size 8. And this was also a fast kind of style of Lululemon that sells well for me. Okay, the last sale is kind of a surprising one. This is Johnny Was in a size small, and I had picked this up when I first started reselling and I was sourcing on Poshmark to resell, and I paid like, I don't know, I think I bought 2 items from this seller, and they're both for me to resell, and the first one sold like a while ago. I think it was like a pair of Tommy Bahama pants, and they were new, and I don't remember what I sold them for, maybe like $20 to $30, and this sold for $35. I had it listed pretty high because I'm like, oh, like a Johnny Was, this is a bolo for sure, but It's kind of like, I'm gonna say like an uglier style Johnny Was. I've seen so much more like extravagant and like nicer Johnny Was pieces, but this was like a baby doll style, not like the typical ones, like the big cardigans or like the big tunics that are really nice and have lots of embroidery and stuff. I had it listed for $75. Of course, it's probably like way too high for this item. I received the offer of $35 and I was like, this thing is finally going to sell. And I accepted it and was just hoping that the payment would go through, which it did. And it's now gone and out of my closet. So that concludes all the items I have to ship out today. I know that a lot of them were Lululemon items, but it is nice to see like what kind of styles have been selling for Lululemon, because some resellers are saying that Lululemon is just like a slower sell for them and they don't really pick it up as often. Like if I see it for a decent price, I will most likely pick it up. And I know that some of them were older styles. A lot of these items are regrets that I had picked up for a variety of reasons, but other ones are like really fast flips. So you know, there is like a comparison of like what kind of styles for this brand does sell, and it's just like a learning curve of, you know, figuring out what that is. So again, thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!